Hello everyone. Today I have with me Vishnu Kumar. This brilliant student was awarded with the prize winner position in the paper Strategic Business Leader. His score of 78% was the highest in the region. Hi Vishnu.
Hi.
Vishnu, how did you feel when you were first notified about your prize winner position?
I was actually very surprised when the results came out, because even though I'd been expecting to pass, I never thought it would be so high. My marks would be so high.
Really?
So I was shocked then, actually. Surprised. And after that, my tutor was telling me that probably you should be expecting an email from the ACCA. So when it finally came, I wasn't that surprised, but I was really happy, and to me it felt like a validation of my efforts.
Oh.
And I just let my tutors know, Taha and Rona and all my loved ones. And so it was a great moment.
How did you celebrate?
We went out for an outing, and my friends, of course, kept demanding treats and all
Definitely, that is bound to happen.
Yeah, so it was just a joyous moment, and it was nice to get this acknowledgement.
Yeah. So students who want to achieve this prize winner position in this particular paper, Strategic Business Leader, do you have any tips that you can give them?
Well, this is a paper that depends so much on your practical knowledge of the world. You can't depend too much on your knowledge. So for me, what I did during the tuition phase was just listen to what they were saying, but I didn't try to focus too much on the knowledge bit, but instead just try to relate it with how it would be in situations, because that's what's important, because SBL is basically a case study, and so it all depends on how you can link things with the situation, with the outside world, and how you can apply your knowledge. It's not about just informing them how much you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I practiced upon, and so from the beginning I always used to note down whenever our tutors used to say that this is how the situation can relate with something in the practical world or something. So I always used to note that down and focus on that. And then of course once revision came along and we started doing case studies, I just kept on repeating that when I was preparing, and all the additional case studies that they sent us to do, that's what I did. So I think that's the only thing that you can do, just practice case studies and make sure that you are well aware of how each and every thing that we are learning can come up in a situation, can be applied in a situation.
Yeah, and I believe that this is a fundamental difference in your in the first 9 papers and a paper like SBL. Okay, so Vishnu, how important do you think is classroom training? I mean, we all know that SBL December sitting was the second sitting for this paper. So how important do you think was your classroom training, and did it enhance your learning?
Classroom training is definitely an important part of my success. I think you need people to tell you what to expect and what you're supposed to do, particularly because this was a new paper, and even though the ACCA had given us lots of resources, we needed someone to go through it and explain to us how to make the best use of this and how to be prepared for the paper. And then you do need people to guide you. I mean, it doesn't just come overnight that you can sit for this paper and the points just flow, or you're able to go through. I mean, because this is such a long paper, it's 4 hours and there are volumes of information to go through. So where I felt classroom training helped me was understand how I can summarize and make proper use of the reading time, the extra 1 hour that they're giving, and make sure that I don't have to keep on repeating and read again and again, which is a waste of time. So that was taught to me excellently by our tutors, Taha and Rona. So they just told me and told all of us how exactly are we supposed to make use of our reading time, how are we supposed to answer, what do they expect, and again, it's also confusing regarding the marks. I mean, it's just they give 20 marks, 15 marks, so you're confused. How many points do I need? How much should I be writing for a particular question? So all of this was very well covered during classroom training. And again, for a student like me, sometimes I can be lazy, and I'm also working. So once you you are like stuck with the demands of work, you are lazy to go home and study further. So if you are in a classroom training, it actually forces you a little bit to study, because in the next day they might question you or they might give you something to do, and so you have to be prepared to write it. So that's how classroom training
is learning, but it's forced learning
in a bit.
So
which is good for someone who might be a little bit unenthusiastic.
Everyone knows students like those. Vishnu, how do you think doing ACCA has helped you with your career?
Well, ACCA enjoys such a good reputation among the finance world, and it's one of the most up-to-date professional examinations that you can do. They're constantly revamping their subjects, they're constantly changing their standards and the structure of examinations to reflect real-world sensibilities. So getting that degree shows that what you're capable of, and it's a good indication of your potential and prepares you for a career in finance.
While being relevant. And with regards to Phoenix, how do you think we have helped you with your journey?
I mean, I've been with Phoenix since the start of my ACCA journey. So you guys have been there from the beginning, and now it's coming towards an end. And it's always been so supportive. I mean, and you guys have always helped us in whatever way you can and whatever ways I've needed. So it's just been a positive journey, and I'm thankful for that.
Thank you. Just one last thing. Vishnu was also a prize winner for the paper F7, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was the highest in Phoenix.
Highest in Phoenix. But still, we are very proud of you, and thank you so much for coming today.